young legend.
And we're live, gentlemen.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh shit! What's up?
What up?
What's up?
What up, man?
How we doing?
Chilling.
Growing Pains Podcast. We're doing this early.
Podcast.
We're getting this out of the way. Yeah. Growing Pains Podcast. What's up? Episode 49.
49.
49. Ooh.
49.
Ooh.
Bub, David, and Alex.
49.
But back to a seemingly calm environment.
What? We're almost at $50.
We're almost at, yeah.
Ooh.
How we doing?
Ooh.
How we feeling?
I'm feeling good.
We feeling all right.
Almost at 50. 49.
I know. We got to talk about that 48th. I wasn't really too happy about that one. I'm going to be honest with y'all.
I didn't even listen to it. To be honest.
Neither did I.
I experienced it.
Everybody else should go listen to
I
it.
was yeah, y'all check that out.
Neither did I.
Or not. You can skip that one.
You could definitely. I mean, you know.
Nah, that one was all love, man.
Yeah,
No, absolutely.
I
And
didn't get
that's-
no pressure from you to be like, oh, you're not going to promote your podcast this week?
Hmm?
You didn't say nothing about, I didn't even know it was up.
Because I didn't want nobody to know what's up.
See how we're real honest about our own podcast.
Listen, I'm very. I critique our podcast worse than probably anybody else is going to do it.
Usually people can critique their own work.
Yeah. I
And
think
so-
we all do,
And so
to an extent.
when I was going through the editing, I was like, yo, I mean, I even asked you that night. And that night, let me just get this out the way. This is not a shot to anybody who was on the podcast. I thought it would have been a great podcast.
I thought so too, yeah.
But it just got out of control. There was I don't think there was any, like, there was no focus on the topic. It was just too wild. And so me as an avid listener of other podcasts is like, I start to think like a listener. And I thought that it was just crazy. I thought it was too hectic, and that's my personal opinion.
That's important. No, that's important. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. You have to do
That's
that.
honest.
So
You have to do
that's why that's why I ended up asking you that night before I even put it up. It's like, yo, damn.
If we're not honest with ourselves, though, like, how do we, you know what I mean? How do we grow?
Right.
How do we get better? Because we could just be egotistical and say, nah,
Absolutely.
every podcast is good.
Right. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. We have to be honest with ourselves.
So, you know, that was just my I definitely didn't want that one to go out, but I was asked the question, well, do you want to go with being consistent, which is what we're doing, or do you want to be a perfectionist? It's like, damn.
Yeah, but that wasn't what that was. I don't think we were in a space where we were forced. I don't think by not putting a podcast out that we're setting the stage that we're not consistent.
Right. True. But I took it that way. So like,
I got it.
I took
Yeah.
it that way. So I was like,
Yeah.
I see your point. I see what you're getting. So
I got it.
I guess I'll put it out. You're right. You know, that was my opinion. And then, you know, halfway through, we couldn't find our third co-host. It's disappeared. Gone.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yep. That was gone. I didn't tell you.
Huh?
I didn't tell the group. I should have told you as well. I told you I had to leave early.
Did you? Chill. Don't post the receipts. All right, we're good. All right, he did.
I should have told you as well, Kama.
No, it's all good. It's all good, bro. It was one of those where's Bub again. It was like
Cracked up out of here. I took a few beers and everything.
Yeah, but I mean, shouts to Reem, Phil, Stano. Stano came through that. So that whole environment was dope. Like that day, man, I woke up the next morning fucking drunk.
yeah,
Wow.
same here.
Did you?
We were here till like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
We were here till 2 o'clock in the morning, and
I'm glad I left.
Yeah.
Because it was like I'm looking at the time. I'm like, then when Green came in, he came with that tequila was smooth, by the way.
Was it?
It was smooth.
It was.
So you start to feel the vibe. You start drinking. I'm like, now every minute counts.
Right.
Now I got 2 more minutes. Let me get
Yeah, I'm out.
But it was like, damn, I gotta leave.
Yeah. Yeah,
2 in the morning, huh?
2 in the morning.
2 in the morning.
Oh yeah.
And then I was up to 4 trying to get the shit up on so go out tomorrow, the next day. So I was, fuck, what the fuck? So something was telling me not to put it out, but I did it anyways.
Okay.
But it was a good time. It was a very good time.
Man, it's one.
Fuck that.
Yeah, man. It's one.
No, I'm not.
Nah, I'm with it. I'm with it.
I'm
I'm with it.
telling you,
we gotta be critical, but it's one.
Yeah. At the same time, it's one.
Yeah,
And we're 1 away from 50.
And we are 1 away from 50. And then I also wanted to, Lamont Thomas was here, so I wanted to highlight him a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And then I thought that him and Remo were about to have a good conversation because fuck the culture versus, I'm part of the culture. That whole conversation, I was like, yo, all right, let's do this. So, I just looked at all that shit. I was like, damn, all right, so we got to do better at that. And then I think what else we got to focus on is getting these motherfuckers to talk into the mic. Motherfuckers don't pick up the mic and talk into the mic.
So I'm pretty sure Phil was one of them.
Yeah, but everybody was drunk.
I understand that. I get that.
We weren't in podcast mode. Like that wasn't what
podcast mode ended. So
we should have ended.
You're right.
10 minutes in and then continued on with the celebration.
Well, you're right.
Curtis, right? It was Curtis.
Curtis was in the building immediately. Curtis called us.
Yeah.
It was definitely Curtis who called us.
It was 100% Curtis who called.
I think as soon as we heard Curtis was coming, podcast was over. He came in and said, I got some hate.
Yeah.
Love's not a myth.
Right.
Love's not a myth.
And then
he said you would saw your arm off with a dull spoon.
Right.
And you really let him come out here and say Big Sean's building in Lupe?
You got it's Reem's birthday.
You're right.
Why he's not?
You're right. No, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that today. Not today. I don't have the patience for that today.
I thought we were going there too.
I mean, we can argue that but later down.
Okay.
If we get to that, we'll get to that. But yeah, that was just my thoughts. Those are my thoughts.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
My guys were out over the weekend. Huh?
Is that why you didn't make it? You was tired?
Yo, I think that I got hit with that.
I'm surprised you now knowing what happened. No, that was Friday. No, so you
No. But I think
that's what Wednesday and Friday.
It was that Wednesday. I think.
No, but I'm thinking because I'm thinking podcast was Thursday.
Oh right,
Friday.
Nah.
No, that's not what.
But when you came through the text, like I'm definitely going to love you better. I was like, oh, the energy is there.
Yeah.
You've been out. You was out.
Yeah.
Well, Calvin says, I'm definitely going. I was like, word.
Yeah, I was out.
Thought somebody else was gonna show up.
I was definitely dressed to go,
Mm.
and then I ended up sleeping on the couch.
Okay. Peace to love you better. It was fun.
Yeah.
As usual.
Yep.
I missed out.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Of course it is. It's always a good time when we get in there. No VIP, no electric sliding, none to report.
Almost electric sliding, but they didn't. While I was there,
they did it.
Did it? All right.
They did it.
Did you do it?
I did a baby one.
Okay.
All right.
Because I was like I was the first time we went. I was by the DJ booth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He shot straight to the deep.
No. I didn't shoot straight to. I was talking. That's why I was talking to Chachi that night.
Yep. Piece of Chachi. We were talking to Chachi.
I spoke with Lily Rain.
He said he's down.
At the end of the night.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
How was that? How was that combo?
Well, we was me and Skeen was leaving. We left early, and she was happened to be outside with Cam, and so I talked to her. I seen her. I was like, "Oh, you got to be Lily Ray." She was like, "Yeah." It's like Growing Pains podcast. She said, "I know who you guys are."
All right, cool.
Yeah. She said, "I'm with whatever."
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Chachi said the same thing.
Yep.
With whatever.
I like it.
Yeah, shouts to them, man.
Chachi the legend.
Absolutely. Shouts to
Word.
them.
Yeah. How was your guys' week, man?
Yo, this is how trash we are. We didn't even shout out Father's Day last podcast. That's how trash we were that last podcast.
Well, we can do it today.
Yo, shout out Father's Day.
Shout out to Father's
Yeah,
Day.
shout out because you're right. I think we all kind of had it on the docket. Like I think we talked about it a little bit.
I
Before
don't think we did. I don't think not even.
We
a little.
didn't?
Not while I
No.
was here.
No, we didn't.
Not prior to the podcast.
No.
That must have been a different conversation.
That's just like Father's Day, man. Like they say, right? Mother's Day, no restaurants, all full. Father's Day, cookout.
So if that,
If that.
you get a hashtag.
Maybe. Single mothers get more shout outs than fathers
Yo,
on
for
Father's
real.
Day.
Yeah,
For real.
that's all right. I don't need the clout.
Nah, neither do I. I'm not with the whole.
I'm a hell of a dad. I'm a great dad.
I don't need a day to celebrate
Yeah.
what I do every day. But
Nah.
whatever.
Nah, I don't need the clout.
Did you do anything on Father's Day?
I didn't do a goddamn thing.
I refereed,
Okay.
All right.
and then I went to Jay's house for a little bit. Literally like.
Oh, you went? I didn't know you went.
45 minutes and I left.
Yep.
I would have pulled up. You should have told me you were there.
Went home. Yeah, I really wasn't. I was going to go home right after refereeing. I was like, you know what? I'm around the corner. I'll
Go to
stop there.
Jay's. Yep. I hung out with my son.
Dope.
I think I went to a friend's house. My girl showed up.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
had. I had my son. So I watched him struggle do homework for 5 hours.
Was it math? Fucking kid.
You got 3 days left.
Fucking kid, bro.
Yo.
Argue with me. I got the right answer. Come on,
What are
man.
you talking about?
Didn't we put the teacher on the phone? We put the teacher on the phone.
He put the teacher on the phone.
Dude, man.
Kids, man. Kids.
And it was her mistake.
Yeah.
It was her mistake.
Was it?
Yeah, it was her mistake.
Yeah. Damn kids.
That was the weekend.
Peace to the fathers, man.
Absolutely.
Peace to the
peace.
mothers
Shout out to
always,
the
but peace to the shout outs to the fathers. Absolutely.
Shout out to the
Peace
fathers.
Peace to the
Happy
fathers.
belated to my sister.
Happy
Shout out to
belated.
D,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Word.
Happy belated to Reem.
Yeah.
Happy. Yeah. Happy. We
Slash
wish
Curtis.
them
Well, we did.
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, somebody needs to write a script of our movie, of our lives. That story about Phil, dog, had me crying for like hours. Shouts Phil.
Yeah,
Yo,
shout out
After
that-
the podcast?
Oh my
Shout out
God.
to Phil.
That
There
story
was too many stories.
had me
Yeah.
rolling.
There was too many.
I'm telling you, somebody needs to write a fucking script. It'll take off. I'm telling you.
It's too much though. There's a lot.
It's a lot. It is a lot.
It's like a book, right?
Yeah,
The book
yeah.
comes out. The book got
It's
more
like a
all the
series.
details, but the movie actually is cut short.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's dramatized.
Right. Yeah, it's a lot. What's going on, man? What's going on, fellas?
Anybody check out AWOL's project?
I have
Still
not.
I still haven't
I have not.
listened
Oh, man.
I haven't listened to any new music. I have to admit that.
Okay.
Yeah, this past week I haven't.
I heard Joel Ortiz
Did
came
he?
out. I haven't listened to that.
Yeah, I haven't.
Future came out. I haven't listened to that.
I don't think
I don't really listen to
I
Future,
don't
but
think I'm going to give
Yeah.
that.
I listened to it.
did you? Was it good?
Yeah.
All right. Worth listening to? Okay, then I'm not listening to it.
And I like Future.
Call it trash. But call it trash.
Alex will call it trash.
But call it trash. All right, so let's talk about this for a second.
What's the definition of trash? Can we define trash? That way we feel comfortable.
But you can.
Music is perspective, right?
Your perspective of whack. Can it be that?
It can be whack.
Fine. Yes,
Your perspective of whack.
I get that. That's fine.
It's trash.
So, can you call that trash?
He said whack. Try to get
yeah.
me. Try to get me. Try to get me.
you're
You're not
No,
gonna
but
get me. You're not gonna get
All
me.
right, then garbage. Your perspective of
So
of
what I do now is I don't compare because I don't think there's enough music to start to compare. Like back in the 90s, you can compare another artist to another artist as far as like the music.
Mm-hmm.
I only compare an artist to their own work.
Yep.
It's not his best work. It's his wackest album to me.
So it's trash.
Wackest album to me.
Is it an EP?
It's no, I think it's
I don't know.
because I think it's 8 tracks.
Okay.
I don't know what an EP is nowadays.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I think it's 7. Less.
But I see your argument of saying it's not for me. I don't know if that's any better. I think that if you say it's not for me,
Maybe
like
I can't relate to it. So
But-
something I
but-
can't relate to is whack.
But so let's take it to the podcast. Somebody says, "Oh, this podcast, nah, it ain't for me." You don't think that's more as offensive as saying it's trash?
Nope.
Why not?
No.
But why not?
Because it's not for them.
But we don't come in with the perspective of aiming at a certain demographic.
But we do.
Do we?
Of course.
Who do we? All right, so let's go.
And it-
Because I didn't think
this
that we
podcast,
did.
This podcast that is just not for me because they do have certain topics that I just don't care.
If you don't like people swearing, if you don't like to hear people swearing in your ears,
But that's not a
no. But think
demographic.
about that.
Okay.
That's not a demographic.
that's-
people don't like swear words in their ears.
I hear you.
They don't.
Okay,
Oh,
I
they
hear
don't
you.
So
like- yeah,
off the bat,
They don't like cussing, period.
yeah, off the bat, off of that.
But we're not aiming for
A
demographic.
religious person will walk up to you and be like, "Yeah, but that's not my cup of tea." You're gonna be hating on that dude?
I'm glad you have a podcast, but it's just not.
It's not me, man. A uber corporate person
They
would
want
be
to hear
like,
stocks and
"Nah,
bonds. They want to hear about stocks.
yeah,
and-
bro, I'm good with that. I'm good with what you guys talking about."
I don't know. I don't agree.
You don't have to agree.
I don't agree. I think
Tell
it's-
us why.
Because, like I just said, we don't come in aiming for a certain demographic. We don't say, "Hey, we're looking for 25 to this, like, you know, a certain age of male or female." Like, we don't go in for that. We put it out for everybody,
We don't censor ourselves either.
right? Which is
There's a reason why we don't do that, right?
why.
So you should have the choice, right?
No, but I'm saying you. Of course, you have the choice.
Like you have the choice of saying, when Cam was hot, that shit wasn't for me.
No, I thought it was trash. I thought it was trash.
But you're saying it's the same thing, right? Not for me and trash, it's the same thing.
Lupe is trash.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Yep, Bubba's with it.
Since you forced my hand.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
All right. It's gonna be the last time you do that. I'm gonna let you know that. It's gonna be the last time that you're gonna
No more jabs at Lupe?
Yeah.
No more?
no more jabs.
All right.
That's all right. Never mind. That was my point. I didn't think that we were aiming for a certain demographic, but I see what
We're
you're
not
saying.
aiming.
But I see what you're saying.
But that's probably one of the reasons, though, right? Because we're not aiming, people are at more liberty to choose, to be like, well, it's not for me. They talk about
I
hip hop
think-
a lot.
I
If I
think-
don't listen to hip hop,
Yeah.
I
I
listen
think-
to country music, then I'm not
I
gonna
think
listen to
us
this.
not censoring ourselves already puts us in a certain demographic.
I still think it was trash. You can still say trash though.
Okay.
I did.
You did.
I gave you my trash.
He did. He did. All right.
AWOL,
AWOL.
dope.
AWOL's album is incredible. So he wanted me to, go through and review it. Tell me what.
My bad, AWOL. I didn't listen to the album.
I didn't
man.
listen
know
to
he
the
wanted-
album
I know
either,
he
no.
wanted to.
I didn't know about the review.
He wanted some reviews on
I
it.
kind of texted into our group chat. But
Did he?
it's all right.
Did you?
I did.
Shit.
It's all right. It's all right. But so maybe I'm being biased, but I didn't find a flaw.
Not one.
Aside,
Not one flaw.
I think that the lyrics are there, the production is there. I can see where there may be an issue with because he sounds like J. Cole. Like I can hear it.
Okay.
And so there might be a problem there, but I think that he'll grow out of that.
Okay. All right. This is his second album.
Second. And I think that he showed some growth from his first. So I thought it was an incredible album,
All right.
top to bottom. So again, I mean, I could be being biased. That's very it's a very logical, thing for me to be biased, but I think that I'm not, and I thought it was a very good album. Very, very dope album.
Peace to AWOL. I haven't listened to it, but I will listen to it.
Yeah, shouts to AWOL.
Word.
Anybody check out Drake's 2 new tracks?
I did.
What you think?
I liked him.
What does omerta mean?
I have no idea.
Okay.
That I don't know.
Okay.
I can see that he's still taking shots.
Of course he is. He said it on the second song. I am the petty king. I believe it.
Nah, not the king. 50's the king.
Oh my God.
50's the king.
Musically, I'll give it to Drake.
Not really.
50 don't. What music does 50 put out?
Petty music?
No music.
And it was just that Ja. Well, Ja, Benzino.
Benzino don't count.
He kind of.
That don't count. Benzino.
That's a good argument, though. 50's a good argument, though.
Why wouldn't Benzino
He
count?
was the petty king. Was.
But he doesn't make music anymore.
That's what I'm talking about. Musically, Drake's definitely the petty king.
Drake is petty, man.
Petty.
Why is he taking shots?
Just to let you know.
Because he's in album mode? Should somebody test him?
I think so.
I think it's just him, yo. I really think it's. I think he's at a status now where say something to me.
Say something.
Oh, you should have said that last year.
Like, what is it gonna do?
He could slap you down.
Like physically? Nah.
Not physically, but I'm saying.
I think he can get somebody to do it.
Of course, he got money.
Yeah.
They say something.
But
Damn.
Yeah, no. I think the Omerta track, Omerta? How do you say that?
I think it's
Omerta?
Omerta.
That track
Omerta?
was fire. I didn't like it at first. I didn't like either track. Both of them I didn't like at first. And then I got into the argument that...
Why didn't you like Omerta? I'm going to say it like that for the whole time.
Well, I think that I'm becoming... Somebody said that I'm a contrarian. Right?
Okay. That makes sense.
Does it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
So...
That means no
you got
trust but verify. I think.
You got labeled. You don't like labels. You got labeled.
I like it.
I didn't label myself, though.
You got labeled.
So...
So you're like, fuck it first. Everything has an F.
Yeah.
Prove yourself.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And I didn't like it. I was like, these shits are trash. And then I don't know how and I ended up cleaning the house and had both of them tracks on repeat. And I was like, yo, that Omerta one, Omerta, yeah, was, and he didn't like kill it lyrically, but he killed it enough for me to say over that beat, yeah, I'm loving it. I like it.
Has he mastered his flow?
Mm-hmm.
He has, right?
Or whoever's flow it is or was.
It's not his.
I mean, we've heard things, right? Big Sean.
He doesn't sound like Big Sean though.
No, they said some of the like the cadence and stuff like that, the in and out. Sometimes he stole in the beginning.
Okay. All right. Do they do that? Do the greats do that?
Yes.
What?
Steal shit from each other?
Yes. Absolutely. Jay-Z did it.
We know. A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
A lot what?
A lot. A lot. A lot.
Relax. How you relax. Relax. No, we was talking like if you listen to Jay-Z prior to Reasonable Doubt, right? They were saying he's rapping like Fushnikins and because he was like the fast that I can't get with that song. Trash.
Okay.
Trash.
Wow. You're being real today.
That's the last thing you'll get from me about Jay-Z being trash.
Volume 1 wasn't trash?
No.
2?
No.
3?
Three's a sleeper.
3's a sleeper?
Yes. Go listen to 3 again.
Oh, I did.
Volume
Recently.
3. Which one's volume
Snoopy
3?
track, So Ghetto, NYMP.
These are not memorable tracks.
Go listen to it again. It's a sleeper.
The only one that I liked.
Volume 2 is the
What's the
platinum
cover?
one.
What's
But
volume 3?
wait. Just because it's the platinum one doesn't make it.
No, that's because people only know Volume 2 because it's the platinum one that has Andy
Right.
on it.
Yeah.
But my favorite tracks on that, Reservoir Dogs, you know, the joint, it's like that with Kid Capri. Memphis Bleak starts the album off on Volume 2.
Yeah.
He got the intro. But Volume 3 has
Volume 2 is a double album.
nope.
No.
No.
That's
That's
a Gift
not.
and a Curse.
That's the yeah. My bad.
Volume 3 has the single on that one was Do It Again.
Beanie.
In the Mill.
Yep.
Okay.
And that was the only song that I liked. The single. And I hate singles.
Is the Dynasty part of his? Did we already talk about this?
Yeah, we did. It is part of his.
It is.
It has to be, yeah. That's all. That was all him. It was all him.
It says Jay-Z featuring
Does it?
Rock Lawful, the Dynasty. Yeah.
How did we just get into that? What did we just get
Stealing
into?
Flows.
Stealing flows.
Stealing Flows.
Stealing flows.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a lot.
So you didn't like the one with Rick Ross? Did you like Rick Ross?
It was alright. It was alright. So you thought he killed it?
I think Rick Ross is nice.
No, I agree with you. I definitely think Rick Ross is nice. I don't think
Is it his best work? No.
No.
But I think it fit.
Whenever those two get together, they make an amazing song. That one
I thought it was decent.
just wasn't the one.
It's not that
And then I just came off of listening to the real Rick Ross on Drink Champs, so now I'm like feeling a little bit away that the stories that he's telling about the rapper Rick Ross. I'm like, ooh.
50 Cent's name stolen. 50 Cent, that ain't. He stole somebody's name too.
I don't know the backstory about that one. This one, there's a backstory that you can actually hear.
Yeah, because you heard it from the person.
From the real guy, yes. So
50 Cent dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the real Rick Ross did a lot of jail time.
Yeah.
So yeah,
but a lot of these guys, only like they take their names from famous, infamous.
Yeah, of course not.
Yeah.
Because Nori talked about that too, and he was like, because he reached out.
Like Biggie started calling himself Frank White.
Yep.
Yeah, Nori said that he reached out to the real Noriega or the family of, and they didn't approve him saying Noriega, so he just turned it to Nori.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't know that. I just found that out.
I didn't know that either.
Something crazy might would have happened.
Yeah, let's chill with that. Let's chill with anything crazy happening.
So that was interesting. But again, that I didn't think that me knowing Rick Ross and knowing that
Did he body it? Nah.
Was it better than Scary Hours?
The fuck is Scary Hours?
So didn't Scary Hours was when he released
Diplomatic
Immunity, and it was another like 2-track whatever.
I don't remember Scary Hours.
Okay.
You remember Diplomatic Immunity, right?
Yes. The other one I don't remember.
Okay. Cause he does this right before he
Gets in tab mode.
Yeah.
Just waiting for somebody to take some shots.
I think somebody should take some shots.
They should. I want to see it. Alex wants people to die though.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You literally want somebody to take
I
shots.
said I want somebody to.
Literal shots.
You don't want it to be friendly, fun rap beef.
I don't want it to be fake, is what I keep saying.
What makes it fake?
Joyner Lucas jumping on Tory Lane's Instagram and them having a conversation like every.
Why is that fake though?
That's fake.
Like me and Kaba, if Kaba says he's better than me in something, and I'm like, no, you're not better than me. We talked about this. If Kaba says, Bub, I'm better than you in basketball. No, you're not. Let's go play 1-on-1. Let's battle for it. That's fake.
Yes. No, that's not fake. But rap's different.
Why?
Rap's
It can't be friendly.
No, but
Alex
yes.
doesn't want friendly.
So if we're both rap artists. Styles P said it on an interview. He said,
Yes, he did.
It's different. Today's different. He said, if I go in the booth, I'm trying to murder you on your own
Absolutely.
song.
Absolutely.
That they don't walk out of the booth like, you bitch ass nigga, I just killed your
All right,
shit.
but see, what I'm telling you, you don't have to. I just don't want to see you two being friendly. That's all I'm saying. Just don't
So
be
you want
friendly.
old NBA. You don't like this new NBA.
Just don't. Just ain't gotta be.
Did you just dap up?
Yeah. Yo, I said that.
Cut that
What did
out.
I say?
Cut that out.
I said that to Malcolm after the Warriors. I mean, after the Warriors lost. I was like, see, this is what I don't like.
Steph Curry called Drake.
Nah, I would have walked off the court. Don't dap me up. I don't want to dap you up. What am I dapping you up for?
Detroit Business did that to the Chicago Bulls.
And that's what I loved.
That's why Michael Jordan. That's why Isaiah Thomas hates
what
Michael
they're about.
Jordan.
Yeah, walk off. Why
Yeah.
do you just lost to these dudes? Why are you dapping them up?
Sportsmanship.
No. Wait after a week,
Off the
2
cameras?
weeks, off the cameras.
Are you
That's
hurt?
not fake.
Cause
That's
of
not
the
fake.
pain?
You gotta wait to do it off the cameras.
But you don't know what's happening. So you know,
Is it because of the pain? You got to hide for 2 weeks?
hell yeah.
The pain.
You're supposed to be hurting.
What if you're not? What if you're like, you know what? I gave my
Next
best.
year. Yeah.
Oh, what
Next
if-
year. I put it all on the
Listen,
It is what it is.
I mean, LeBron did tell us already that.
floor. LeBron dapped up all the Warriors before the game was over.
Yeah, LeBron also told us after his loss to the
Yeah, we knew he
to
was leaving.
the Mavs, his loss to the Mavs, when he said, "Well, you know, you guys still have to go back to your regular old jobs, with your regular old money, where I get to go live, whatever." Anyways,
That's petty.
That is petty king shit.
That's petty.
Juneteenth, happy Juneteenth, happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth.
I just found out what that was.
What?
So did I.
Yep.
As much as I mean, I knew about it, but it's not a national holiday.
Should it be?
I don't think it should. I don't think it. No, I'm not saying it shouldn't be. It should be, but I don't think I think we're waiting for. So this probably can lead right. into the conversation. Like we're waiting for somebody to kind of like say, "Hey, Juneteenth is a national holiday."
Okay.
Instead of us celebrating it just because we know the date. If we know the date already, why not just celebrate it?
Do we do that with anything else? As a
Nope.
culture?
I think we celebrate whatever's deemed a national holiday.
What do we drive? Do we drive?
A car?
Like, what do we drive forward? Like, what is it that we, like hip hop, we drove that forward, right? Like that, there was a culture barrier, right? With music, right? Where like people talk about stealing music, right? Like it was crazy, right? And then you have hip hop, and that just broke barriers, right?
Yeah.
Like, what else have we driven that has just broken?
So are we saying everything that
Move
comes with hip
forward.
hop? Because there's elements to hip hop.
No. I'm just saying hip hop is an example, right?
Yeah.
As an example of the culture moving something forward. You know what I'm saying? That came from a very depressed, deprived, poor, black and brown
But yeah, all of music, rock and roll,
culture. Yeah, exactly.
Jazz,
Yeah,
blues.
right.
rhythm and blues, that all came from all that.
Yep.
So music, I would say, yeah, something that we drove forward.
Yep.
Got a good point.
Music, dance,
Yeah.
right?
Same thing. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I don't know.
Sports, maybe.
I was thinking sports, but
Is it so? Because I'm thinking, because when you started off with hip hop, is it something that we have to create to drive forward, or is it something that we just kind of like?
No, because
inserted
sports we didn't
ourselves?
create.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we didn't create sports at all.
Fashion.
I'm just saying, like, the fashion. Yep.
right, because if you put anything on a hip hop artist, right now everybody wants to.
but that goes back. That would go back to hip hop,
Yeah.
and hip hop being what it is,
Yeah.
and driving things forward. I don't know.
Should we move, migrate, colonize, gentrificate other areas, other ventures?
I think people try. Kanye.
Start pushing. Well, he's pushing for. What is he pushing for? Fashion, right?
Jay-Z, billionaire.
Okay, Jay-Z's good, right? What's he doing? What's he pushing forward? But he's just one guy,
Yeah, he's
right?
just one guy.
Like even he's doing a lot.
Well, he's pushing
For being one guy,
social
right?
injustices.
Yeah.
So,
But he can't speak for, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough because everybody wants Jay-Z to do everything.
yeah, like,
They want to free the world, you know what I'm saying?
You should be.
Yeah,
you should
you're a
give money
billionaire
to
now.
this
You
too.
should be,
Yeah, you should give money to this.
snap your
to
fingers.
that.
Yeah,
You got it.
you got it.
Yeah. Who cares about your legacy? You don't need to leave money for your kids.
Or your kids or your family.
Yeah.
Or whatever you love or your passion.
Let's
Oh,
talk.
here it comes. Here it comes.
Yeah,
Here
yes.
it comes.
yes.
You have $1 billion. Come on, let's be real.
He has
you
$1
don't-
billion in cash.
Yeah, isn't that what that is? That's what that is.
He's worth $1 billion, right?
$1 billion.
He's
But
worth
no,
$1 billion.
because there's no way that he's just now worth $1 billion.
Yeah, you
there's
can play with words
Why
in
not?
the English language.
He hasn't been a billionaire for at least 2 years.
$1 billion
He's
is
been
a lot of money.
he's been a
Alex.
billionaire for a very long
So
time.
you think he has $1 billion in
You
cash?
don't, wait, okay, all right. You don't.
So you think he could say today, all my businesses are gone. I'm gonna walk away with $1 billion
You don't.
Way
think-
more than that.
in cash?
Do I think he's worth
No,
more
no,
than
no.
$1 billion
What
in
Alex
cash?
is saying. Do you think he has $1 billion in cash?
Stashed away.
Like no, right now, if he said, "I don't want my businesses, I'm gone."
Well, who do you? Okay,
I have
so
$1 billion of
who
my
do you
own
think
money.
has $1 billion of cash?
Rothsteins, I don't know. Rothschilds.
Does $1 billion of cash exist? How much cash
That's
exists?
what I'm asking. So that's what I'm. So let's.
Physical
So
cash.
having physical cash and being worth something is totally different.
No, I get that. I understand that.
I think there are trillions of dollars that exist, but let me just.
Who has that? They should be given to everything. They should be
Yeah.
the fiduciary.
Being worth.
So what you're saying is,
No.
so what you was about to
Go ahead.
refute was that he shouldn't. We was talking about his legacy and his kids.
Not for see, y'all probably think that I just focus on. I focus on people like Jay-Z because they are part of our culture, of where we're from, right? So my mindset automatically goes to, well, I've struggled. Yeah. I know what it's like to be in this position, right? Look, I made it out. Like, how am I trying to say this?
$5 trillion, by the way.
Who has $5 trillion?
That's how much physical cash is in the world. They estimate about 80, if you count like what the cartels have and what like people aren't speaking about. But Tijuana's crazy.
So
yeah, he came out of that.
He comes out of that. So I mean, and again, it's not just there's Diddy. There's a whole bunch of them. There's a whole bunch of them. It's just that Jay-Z is the one that sticks out to me because that's that's my guy.
His story.
You know what I mean? And so when in my head, when you come out of that, it's like, all right, so how do I give back to the community? Because remember, the community, we helped him get there, right? Did we not? We bought his albums. We went to his shows. We helped him get, and I'm not saying that
a lot of people helped him get there.
Yeah.
And but I'm saying
because we say we, right? Statistics show who buys albums,
right?
And who goes to concerts.
You're right.
And it's not we.
He did a lot of work. Like there was a lot of selling out of trunks. He did a lot. Him and his street team. At the time, they had street teams.
I'm pretty sure he made more money off his businesses than off music.
Yeah, and I think that you saw that in the breakdown that he did. He absolutely did. I don't know. Listen.
Are you trying to instill your morals into Jay-Z?
Yes.
You can't do
All
that.
right.
Yes. Absolutely.
Because I think we talked about this, like, what does money do, right? So if he came back and he said, I'm giving money to the community.
Right.
Like Jay-Z said, Bub, I'm going to give you $5 million. It changes some of my circumstances, but it doesn't change my mentality. We talked about that. You give a crackhead money, what are they going to do with the money?
Right.
The guys that be on the street, can I get some money for food?
Right.
Let's go in McDonald's. I got you. Nah, I'm all set. Oh, so you didn't want the money for food?
No. You know what I want the money for.
Because I could have got you food.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so, but also, it's that pick yourself up by the bootstrap mentality that don't work for everybody.
Right.
Like where Jay-Z's at now, I gotta want to do that. No amount of money is gonna make me want to do that.
Right.
I gotta already have that instilled in me to want to get to that level.
All the steps.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to be willing to go through all the steps.
I can just say, Jay, no, just give me a job where you're at. Give me this amount of money, and then I'll invest that money from here.
Right.
No, homeboy. You gotta do all this stuff. Hey, Evan, you gotta do all this stuff. And some people don't want to do that.
Right. Right.
Where were we?
Which leads into my conversation,
Yes.
the white man.
But it's also because we have this one system, right? So that's the reason why you have your pull yourself up from your bootstrap mentality, because we have this one system. And this one system works for a large part of the population because they have to follow this one system.
But not everybody.
But to your point, there's other people that are just like, yo, I have other ways of doing shit. Fuck the system.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it tough for those people.
Yeah.
But even in that one sense, that shit doesn't work for everybody. I've watched my mom go through the rat race and have 2 jobs just to be able to say I'm not that broke. You know what I mean? So like that's why I always go back to the system. And I know we talked about this enough that yes, we created a system. But we really didn't create that system. It was created by men, white men, a long, long time ago.
The white man.
It was white men. But it
There
was.
we go.
So I was having a
Here we
conversation
go.
yesterday. Like we talked about subscribing to narratives, right? And I think we fell into this hole of the white man's holding me back. And how long do we subscribe to that narrative, to where it just continues to push us further and further back? Like if we can consciously say it's the white man holding me back, you're just gonna keep saying that every time you fail at something, or every time you don't try to do something. Nah, Just gonna sit at the crib, smoke weed, play the Xbox, man, because the white man don't want me to get ahead.
But when I asked y'all that, y'all said we need somebody to blame.
I don't know if I said that. That might have been him.
Damn.
All right.
No,
all right.
we do need somebody to blame because we're not willing to set accountability. Somebody told me yesterday accountability should start with an I, not an A. Because it starts with yourself. Like, if you're willing to always blame, it's easy to blame somebody else. I went to jail because of the white man.
Yep.
I sell drugs because of the white man.
In that aspect, yes.
Historically, yes, they created these. They created laws, right, that didn't have us. They created the Constitution without us in mind. But we going to keep saying that every time we get locked up?
Alex says yes. No?
Why wouldn't you? Well, okay. Well, all right. Not because that's crazy. No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. I got you.
You made a decision.
So I once made a point, right? Like, have you ever spoken to a fireman? Right? A fireman can walk you through a story about what they just saw and what they just experienced while rescuing someone out the fire. That you would think is incredible, right? Like, you would look at that story and you'd be like, holy crap, that story was crazy, right? But you will never feel the intensity that you see in their eyes. Like, you will never can never feel that. You will never relive that.
I had the flames on my neck.
You will never get nightmares about that. That you will never be impacted so heavily like that person was impacted. You will walk away and that story you'll forget.
Yeah.
That story is impacting them for the rest of their lives. You'll walk away from that situation and you'll forget that story.
Yep.
I feel like that's our culture's lives every day. We yell and we scream and we talk about this situation. Yo, it was crazy. I was there. My family was there. It was crazy. Yo, you should have seen it. People were throwing rocks. They were hitting us with fire hoses. Dogs were chasing us. It was nuts. There was riots. There was this. There was that. And we talk about it. And we talk about it. And we talk about it. And we put it in your face. And we make documentaries talking about it. And we'll talk about it more. Right? Too much advice leads to how much advice? Zero advice, right? Because you start to take so much in that you're like, it cancels itself out, right? So to where are we trying to take it?
Yeah.
Where's the action?
That's my thing. You're gonna keep saying the white man. I was talking to
So
somebody.
yeah, I'm gonna move out the hood.
Like people
And
say,
gentrificate.
Like this,
Some of that, hell
this
yeah.
is the reason why, and I got pushed back. This is the reason why I sold drugs, because my mom. You hear the story. This, Jay-Z doesn't have the only story of poverty, and I went to the streets because that's the way I knew how I could feed my parents. Feed my family. But how long do you sell drugs before you're not broke anymore? So are you still doing it 10 years later because of poverty? Because you're not broke. You're not broke anymore. So the reason that got you into the game, I don't think no longer becomes a reason why you're still in it. Because you see guys, now they're balling out, right? If you look at the Rich Porter and Alpo story, like those guys, pretty sure because of society, right? Because of what was going on around them, it got them involved in hustling. But now they're buying Benzes. The new Benzes before, right? Before they even come out, right? They got you got all this money now. There's no way you're still, from my perspective, there's no way you're still selling drugs at that later stage with all this money because of poverty.
We're creatures of habit, though.
No, definitely. But I think the reason and the intent and why you do it now is different than from when you started.
Oh, you're serious.
You want this mic? No, all right. Hold on one second. Ev wants to say something. What up, Ev?
Yeah.
Not everyone popping bottles has money. There's a difference. So it may not be poverty, but they're hustling for something different now. They're hustling to maintain that, excuse me, that perception, that look, that, you know what I mean, that lifestyle.
So like you said, it's not poverty anymore. I'm not hustling anymore because of.
Now I will say this, not to cut you off. They may not be hustling to get out of poverty anymore, but they're hustling still because they're broke. The reality of it is, 9 times out of 10, these dudes out here running around hustling, popping bottles, wearing all the designer, have $0 in their bank account.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I was always told, hustle to have, not hustle to get.
Yeah.
These dudes weren't taught that. They're hustling to get shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I came up, I didn't have to hustle, but when I decided to, I hustled to have things. That's why once I stopped, I was still able to maintain that same lifestyle for 2 to 3 years before even getting a job. Because I hustled to have, not hustled to get.
So I think the intent, right? So if they're hustling to get, they're not hustling because I don't think they're hustling for the reasons that Jay-Z would say he was. My mother and father was broke. My mother was broke, couldn't pay the light bill. I was hustling to get money to pay the light bill. And this is the same reason why I ask young people when they come to us is like, yo, I need a job. All right, you're 14. Why do you need a job? Money. Why do you need money? Because I think those are important conversations. What do you need money for? And people look at me like, what do you mean? Everybody wants money. For what, though? Because I think it's because of the value we put on money. And probably those 14-year-olds.
Because of the system.
But I would say
it's taught
from
generation to generation.
But get money.
But I think we're not educating. That's why I asked the question of why
Yes.
do you need money? Right? And I think those are important questions because they might want money just to have things. No, I want the newest Jordans.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, just out of curiosity, what are the answers they give you?
They don't really have like
because they never
right?
thought about that.
So it's like, I want to buy school clothes and this. I'm not saying that you don't. I'm not going to give you a job because, or I'm not going to let you put in an application because you want money to get school clothes, because that was the reason why I got the summer job. I want school clothes when school starts. I want the newest. So they're valid reasons for the, you know what I mean, for them. So I'm not saying that I'm not going to get you a job, but I think we need to start educating as many people as possible on why it is that you need money, especially at an early age. And I think because of the system or the systems that were created and the cultures that were created, I want money for this. I want money for that. And some kids don't know how to ask to get a job, so those are the kids that probably either steal or put themselves around people who are getting money. So now, hopefully my mans can put me on, and now I'm gonna be hustling. Because I know there's a large majority of people, I know that didn't hustle because they was broke. It was because of the circle they was around and the access to the resources.
I'm living proof of that. Like, I had both parents in the crib, both worked 2-3 jobs each. They struggled with addiction, but I still had everything I could ever ask for. Like, people walk in my crib in the Ville and swear it was a condo somewhere else because it didn't look like it belonged in a housing project. I personally started hustling because of, like Bub said, my environment, what I saw, the people that I looked up to at the time. Like, my brother's 6 years older than me and left for high school. Like, he went to prep school. So 6 years age gap, I'm what?
12.
9 even. Wow. I'm 9. Rand left when he was, do the math, 15, 16. So the only people I had to look up to was his boys that kept him off the block, but did all the hustling. Like, they were the biggest figures, biggest names in my hood. So it's like, these are now my big brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have that sibling that was like, no, stay the straight and narrow. I had the sibling that was like, listen, that's how you cook up 32 grand. You know what I'm saying? That's how you gonna cook this 16th up and double your money. And then it just elevated from there. And it was like, oh, all right, my godfather, rest his soul, one of the biggest weed dealers in Rhode Island history. These are the people that I had to look up to. You know what I'm saying? So I jumped in it for that reason, no other reason. And I was fairly successful to the point where I was feeding the people that were around me now. My boys didn't jump into it before me. I was the first, even though I was one of the youngest. You know what I mean? So now these dudes that I call my cousins, brothers, whatever, let's go out to eat. I used to have this thing every day. We all went to Central together, so I had this thing. We would leave Central for lunch. That's when they would let you leave the grounds. We'd go to Burger King, and I would pay for everybody's lunch. Did this shit daily. Now, it was a conscious move. It was like, I know if I'm feeding every single one of these niggas, they gonna hold me down if I need them to. At the time, I was one of the few, me, Wes, and D's.
If you don't feed your wolves, it puts you on the menu.
Exactly. The only 3 that was actually hustling at the time. You know what I mean? So, like, let me feed these niggas. And then slowly but surely, everybody else jumped in the lifestyle and they start hustling, and now we're all eating. But it's at the point now where I don't want to say I was at the top of the pyramid because I wasn't by myself. But for lack of other words, I was at the top of the pyramid. So everything started to roll downhill, and it's like, all right, well, cool. I've got it. And then I'm going to feed you. I'm going to hit you. Here, take this half a plate. Hit me when you're done. I'm not pressuring these niggas that I know that'll shoot for me. A random nigga, yo, I need that in 2 days. It's not a lot. It's a half a pound of weed. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else was slow hustling. Get it to me when you get it to me. So, again, it wasn't out of a sense of poverty or anything. Yeah, I lived in the Villas, but shits was condos. You know what I'm saying?
Compared to other projects in the country.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, compared to other projects in other places, I had a great upbringing. The grass was green in the valley and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
it's still a project at the end of the
But
day.
it's still a project. It's still a project. And honestly, at the time, before me, it was the highest earning projects for drugs. Like, it was the highest drug trafficking area in Providence. To the point they put gates up in between what we call tunnels to slow us down when the cops are chasing us. But I forget my point. What the fuck was my point? I don't remember.
It was because, like I said,
jump in unnecessarily.
People,
like, you didn't really have to jump in.
But I think when we get jammed up, we now fall into the narrative of the white man set this up.
I get you.
Right, and so then I think what happens is, I'm not saying because we know we're part of an oppressive system, and that we know there's history behind all of this stuff, right? Who brought crack into the neighborhoods and things like that. But I always feel like if you consciously know certain things, right? I think when you don't know something, you're just in the not know. You just don't know. Mm-hmm. You only know what you know. But I think once you're educated on something, and you make a conscious decision to do what you know can put you in a jam. And I know survival at some point kicks in, but you're making a conscious decision to do that. And if you do that, where's the accountability for yourself? Where does it now we say, I made a conscious decision to do that? And I think sometimes we don't do that. And I think we allow people sometimes to be like that. Like I've known plenty of people to say, nah, man, fucking, they don't want to see me eat. They don't want to see me get a job. They don't want to see me. But what jobs are you willing to take?
What should people do in that situation though? Like you've already put yourself in a situation like Ev was talking about. Mm-hmm. You put yourself in a situation where you now are used to a certain status. Yeah. Right? Almost like what we were talking about when we were talking about annuity payments and shit like that, right? Yeah. You now have a certain lifestyle that you have to abide by. Yeah. You're gonna take a job at McDonald's. Yeah. You're gonna be an electrician.
I don't know. I don't know if I can honestly answer that question. Like if I was to leave my job now, I'm not taking anything less than what I'm making.
You just earned all these negotiation skills. There's no job that you can apply. You're now think about how professional you are. Like think about that. You can't use that in any other place. You now have to subdue to what society has deemed as low-level employment.
Mm-hmm. So I think we take it another level.
Would you do that?
I think there's got to be. I think because we're always waiting for somebody. I think Alex was saying this before. Like we're always waiting for permission for something. Right. I need permission to do this. I need to keep asking for this, right? I need to go to these banks and ask for these loans to do this. And I don't think there's enough ownership.
How do we get ownership if they don't allow us into certain areas? Like we heard,
don't let us allow into what area?
Look, pick an area.
What do you mean by define area?
Okay,
like, East
I was
Side?
gonna say like, so when Kanye was on his little rant.
Kanye.
That's what we're going to
Kanye?
No.
That's nothing.
We're gonna. That's your example.
What's the matter?
Kanye?
Nah, never mind.
But,
No. Kanye.
I just want to know. I just want to know what you mean by area. Like
I don't know.
Like financial sector.
Yes.
What do you mean they don't let us in?
How many banks of color do you know exist, as opposed to?
I actually don't have an answer for that. I know there's one in New York, which I have an account at. One.
Could you be?
Doesn't Russell Simmons have one? You have
He
to
has
have
a
a
bank
bank.
card.
Have a bank card, don't you?
There's a bank card called the Rush card,
Yeah.
but that's you put your own money on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's not a financial institution.
Okay. Is there an online? I thought there was an online.
One United's a bank in New York. It's an actual physical bank.
Okay.
But is it because they won't let us, or we just don't want to?
That was my question, right? Like,
that's the same thing with Jay-Z, right? He's made it to this level. Like, you gotta want to get there. Like this, to Mitch's point, right? There's
20. There are 23 black-owned community banks in the U.S.
like there
23, dog.
like there are drug dealers there are hustlers that want to get to a certain point, and then there's just hustlers that want to look like those hustlers that are getting to that certain point.
True. Yep.
Because we know guys. Oh, I might not know them personally, but there's guys out here that you'll see, and dudes will be like, "Yo, that's the plug." You're like, "Hell no!" He got grease under his fingernails, a dingy white T-shirt.
Those are always the plug.
What I'm saying is, those guys ain't looking for a look. I want money, right? They're probably looking for some type of wealth. But then you have the guys that want to be those guys, but like Ev said, spending money on the chains, the cars, popping bottles in the clubs to have this look and have this lifestyle, this perception of a lifestyle.
Yeah, like I was gonna say that. Like that's the problem with a lot of minorities. Period. We'd rather look the part than actually be it. Whereas the plug, that motherfucker don't care what he looks like. He knows what his bank account looks like, and that's all that matters.
Pablo Escobar had one pair of Reeboks.
The end. Even deeper than that, on the clean end, they said fucking Bill Gates still was wearing the same cardigan he wore in college.
Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg wears jeans and a T-shirt.
20, 30 years later.
I don't believe that shit.
I believe it.
I'm sure.
I believe that shit.
I believe it.
Have you seen his house? Have you seen Bill Gates' house?
No.
Yes.
But what he wears is different.
That's different. His
Mark
house is
Zuckerberg,
autonomous.
they
Like
said
he
his-
walks through his house.
He said his
and
outfit
the
maybe
temperature
cost.
changes.
His outfit might cost $40. Might.
But you got to understand what you're investing in. That house
Yes.
is an investment.
Absolutely.
Those
Agreed.
clothes
Agreed. Yes.
aren't.
I
So
agree with you. I agree.
They
with
lost value.
do I think he has some designer pieces? Absolutely. 1,000,000%. However, on a day-to-day, I highly doubt he's tucking his T-shirt behind his Gucci belt, fam. Like he's not doing it.
At all.
He's not doing it. You know what I'm
chains,
saying?
No chains.
Yeah, he's not
Probably has-
spending
definitely-
100,000 on
definitely
a ice chain. Like
Definitely has a
doesn't make
plain
sense.
Rolex.
Yeah, like
Oh, 30,000 one.
yeah. However,
That's light to him.
it appreciates as opposed to depreciate. So it's a smart investment. They look at shit as investments, not let me get this to look good. I know this watch is not going to lose value, so I'm comfortable in buying it. Once it becomes in not an antique, but whatever, old, it's now worth more money. Smart
I think
investment.
when you get to that level, everything's investment. I'm investing. My artwork, like the artwork, like they buy artwork because that's an investment.
Right. Because it only appreciates.
Yeah.
It only appreciates.
Good.
So, like I think it's you know, and the person I had the conversation with yesterday was Jay Mitch. Oh, like I was just like, we was having a good conversation. It's like you said, and I think a lot of people say it's subscribing to this narrative of the white man, which I think just further puts people in an oppressive state.
That's the easy way out.
Yeah.
It is the easy way out. It is the easy way out.
do this. They won't let me.
Right.
So listen, Khaled, fuck, that's not like, you know what I mean? Like, nigga, just get up and get it.
Yeah. That's it.
Is it that
I believe
easy
in
to
that.
just get up and get it?
It's not that easy. It's never that easy. You know what I'm saying?
I think it is that easy. Like in terms of motivation and drive,
Yeah, I think
you just have to
some type of-
want it.
Yeah.
You got to get up and get it. Now, are there going to be roadblocks? Possibly, but how bad do you really want that shit?
There's plenty of times.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's not gonna make the road any easier.
You went to work.
No.
You went to work last Thursday morning, right?
Oh yeah.
After being here, like, so I mean, at some point, like, it's like I have to. I got bills to pay, but you also gotta want, like, you gotta want to get up. You could have called out.
I had to go to work though.
Dude, that was a rough 8
I'm pretty sure you could have called out. Like, you know what?
You got PTO.
Got sick time.
I had to go to work.
Cop said no. No.
But
But it was also
I could have called out.
also it's a level of accountability,
Yeah, so
right?
Yep.
I made a conscious decision, or I made a decision to do too much Wednesday night.
Yep.
My ass needs to get up and go to work tomorrow.
Yep.
Because I shouldn't have. You probably felt like I shouldn't have been there at 2:00.
I shouldn't have. It was
But-
fun though.
Yeah.
Oh man, we had a good time.
How many nights we've had? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a good
I
time.
shouldn't have did that, but I did it. I had a good time.
It was
I'm
a
getting
good
up
time.
today.
Yeah.
I'm
Pay the
getting up today.
consequences.
I'm getting up today.
Yeah.
You talk about it though, like subscribing to narratives, right? So Mitch was talking about, Jay Mitch was talking about, like, he don't believe in gentrification.
Mm.
He's like, if you're, obviously money is a part of it, but he's like, if you're a majority in a community, how does a minority of people move you out?
Well, that's understood though. You could see how that's understood. Sun's out.
Sun's
Sounds
out.
out.
You could see how that's
It
understood.
really got cool.
It did get cool. Yeah, it got real cool. Yeah. You could see how that's like. You have people that have money. Money is the driving force of the system.
Yeah.
They're going to buy out whatever the fuck they want to buy out. That's what people with money do.
But they buy out whatever's vacant for the most part.
Or whatever they want. I mean, think about you having money. Like, you're going to buy whatever you want. You never think of the consequences. We buy diamond rings. We never think of the consequences. We buy iPhones. We never think of the consequences.
But I think what
like,
he
we
was
do this all the time.
But I think why part of the conversation was there's no ownership. We don't own anything, right?
Yeah.
So if an investor comes out, prime example, right? My mother and father moved into a condominium under the notion that the owner of the condominium said, "Look, I'm not selling anytime soon." Somebody with money came in and said, "I want to buy this property." Must have offered a good price.
Word.
Hey, yo, Chip,
Yo.
we sold the house.
Hey.
You gotta go.
Hey, that came up.
But if my father, like that, so I think the part of the conversation was we don't own it, right? So obviously I got no choice but to move. But if we're a majority of people and we own these properties, the minority can't come and buy us unless we're willing to just sell our property.
Mm.
But that's a conscious decision. That's saying, you know what? Damn,
Money sounds good.
Yeah. That's why none of that shit exists.
1.5. You give me
Yeah.
1.5 for this house that worth 6.
Yeah.
Yo, Cobbin, man, I'm moving.
Yeah, I'm out.
Nah, you said we stay here.
Yeah, I'm out.
Look at this check. Look at this check. But I think, so part of our conversation was ownership. And I think that's why gentrification can happen, is because if we don't own it, whoever owns it can always sell it.
I
But we
agree.
have to move.
It's the money, man.
I agree. Yeah, this it's what we love. It's what we love, man. It's what we chase. At the end of the day, we could have all these other issues in place and discuss all of these major, important, highly important issues. But at the end of the day,
But that's why, and
that
so it also
green
leads
culture
to
is the only thing that matters, man.
we're chasing money to, like, yeah, I mean, it's almost like we're chasing money to go where?
Well, to
The
what
top.
to what you
Are we
texted
really?
earlier. To what you texted earlier about the white man. That's what I was gonna say. Like, I was fucking around, but in reality, the white, quote unquote, the white man doesn't give a shit about anything but the green, because we know there's poor white people as well, right? So at the end of the day, it's money. Money's what rules it. So whether it's right or wrong,
Freedom's the only hope. You're
I don't know.
What's free?
Don't bring that up.
Having money.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's all.
Wow. What a calm.
No.
Son.
Compared to last week?
You haven't heard last week, man.
No.
Oh, you heard
We
a
didn't even
good
listen to
part
it.
of
We
last
didn't even
week.
listen to it. They was here at 2 a.m. last week.
Last week was rough.
Not obviously not recording, but like.
Last week
Oh.
was rough.
Oh, happy birthday, Reem.
Happy birthday,
Curtis.
Ring. Curtis.
That's why.
Then Phil came.
Peace to Phil. Peace to Stano.
I like. You know what's
Peace to
good?
Lamont.
Cristiano, like you progressively watched him get like drunk.
Yeah.
He started getting aggressive.
You could watch him. Yeah.
Like, he started talking, like the mic was like right here. He started talking, and then he just was like,
and then he leaned into the.
yeah. And then he was just,
He became.
yeah.
He got comfortable.
Yeah.
He became Chris.
Yes.
The Chris I know.
Yeah.
That's who he was starting to become.
Peace to Stano, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know if these hours are gonna work, man. Well, next week we time
50
change.
next week, Mitch.
Time change.
Time change next week. That's right. A little earlier next week.
Time change.
We start 7:15.
Huh?
We start at 7:15 next week.
We used to what, it was like 6:30 last
We used to
time.
start at 6:30. Now we start at 7:15. All right.
Whole
I'm
2
with it.
hours. Oof.
I'm with
Oh,
it.
you just stressed him out.
Oh,
No, you did.
Man, he's not here next week. He's not here next week.
Hey, said what?
Yeah, he's not here. I'm gonna need a
Time
week off.
change.
I'm gonna need a week off. Time
Early.
change. Need a week off.
Early. The 50, we need cameras for the 50.
That's crazy. I'm gonna send out a few texts. I think this week. I got a few ideas.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we're not gonna have another 47, another 48. Even though shout out to 48.
No, shouts to 48.
Yeah.
Just, let's not.
But I got
let
some
that
ideas.
happen.
I got some ideas.
We can have one. Like you said, we can have one.
Yeah, we have one every. I mean, out of a spread of 50, that was a good. That was a yeah.
I'm glad you guys are positive.
Shoot a brick every now and then. Shoot a
I'm
brick.
glad you guys
Yeah.
have balanced me out, because boy, I was.
You stressed?
I was stressed.
Stressed out, huh?
I was stressed.
Damn.
I was like, yo, this can't go out.
Nah, don't get stressed out.
This can't go out.
We got the king of PVD on the
We do
podcast.
have the king.
Come on, man. Don't be stressed.
Nobody's taking it. Nobody's taking it.
Nobody said no.
Facts. You gotta want it. Been saying it though about guys.
Gotta want it. That's the name of it.
What?
Gotta want it.
I like it. I like it.
Gotta want it.
All right, man.
Honorable
This is
mentions.
it.
I'm going
is it.
first because I know you probably got the same one again.
This is it. Yeah. What you got?
Honorable mentions. WCF. Hill Holla.
Yes, I haven't heard it. I heard a snippet of it. He sounds like he was rapping his ass off.
Yeah.
Shouts to hell.
Shouts to Hill.
Shouts to Hill.
It's been a long time since Outside Providence.
Also, Stam Goody, you wanted to shout him out.
Oh yeah, I forgot to last time. Stam went. My God.
I haven't heard that one either, so I
Went
can't.
crazy.
Stan went stupid.
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah.
He went stupid. Clocked all the way to fucking.
Yeah.
I gotta listen.
That's the stars I was a fan of.
Dun, dun, dun,
You know what? Ev can have my honorable mention. I don't have any honorable mentions.
Well, I was going to have.
Actually,
He went over.
yeah, I do have one. Honorable mention, my young boys, man. Shout out to Greedy Team. Made our appearance in We Got Next
Hey.
and Bust Ass.
You seen him wearing your greedy
He's
suit
playing
shirt?
up.
Who's that? Yeah, we're playing 15U. And won by 21 our first game. I mean, don't get me wrong. I got 2 8th graders and 2 7th graders to try to balance the field, but my guys did a lot of the heavy lifting.
That was Corey's league.
Yeah.
Oh, he's played in the high school joint.
No. Yeah, well, no. What he did was he adjusted the age groups. For 15-year-olds that can't really hack it at the high school level,
Oh, okay.
he bumped up the age a year. So it's 15U, 15, 14, 13s.
Okay.
And bulk of my kids are 12. Like 8 of my kids on my team are 12.
So there's no 13.
It's 13, 14, 15.
Okay.
You know what I
Tuesdays
mean?
and Thursdays.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, yeah.
That's what I'll be reffing.
Okay, yeah.
Just gonna make it.
So you're reffing tomorrow?
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus. I mean, shout out to the refs that we got next. Nah, but my boys played their ass off, man, and there's already getting hit. I got told I was cheating again. Like,
Why? Because it's your team.
Because they're a good team. Court told me I could bring a team this year. You know what I mean? But they're like, oh, you're the cheaters. I'm like, yo, 8 of the kids are the 12. I got 12 in
younger.
summer league. So 8 of them are 12 years old in a 15 and under league. Go away.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids.
You're losers. For losing.
So yeah, shout out to my young boys, man. They look good.
Shouts.
And shout out to We Got Next is back in one of the biggest youth summer league in the state.
There you go.
Anytime you guys got some free times, every day except for Friday or every day of the week.
Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday at the Met when it's not raining.
Monday through Friday at the Met when it's not raining.
You'll see a lot of people out there, community from all over the city, state, all over the state.
Yeah, because even just tonight we had a team from Cumberland played in an 8 o'clock game too. They looked all right.
Yeah.
And that was 12 and under.
I already told you, fuck them kids, dog. I'm good. I'm still trying to figure out what happened to our team.
Oh my God.
We already talked about this. It wasn't. A team.
Yeah, so 12 and under got a team from Cumberland. 15 and under got a team from Smithfield. Like, we got teams from everywhere, man. East Providence got a team. Yeah, so it's dope, man. It's dope. Good times. Very, very good. Very good. What about you, Akbar?
You done? You got it up?
Yeah, I'm good, Akbar.
Nah. Well, I had a couple. Well, I was gonna talk about one of them. Well, one of them was gonna be a topic that we're not gonna get to eventually, unfortunately.
Nah, you're gonna write that down. We're gonna get to it next week.
It's written down. It's written down.
So you don't even have to do that one.
What's this Netflix? Black Mirror. Has anybody watched Black Mirror season 5?
Not the new season.
Oh no.
No. I watched. No. I didn't. I watched Metalhead for the first time.
Season 5. First episode was one of the topics we were going to talk about. But
So
we'll save it. So
So I gotta watch 4
I gotta
seasons?
watch.
No, just watch season 5
okay.
episode.
This you do not want.
All right.
You do not want to sit down and wait. Nah, man. You'll
can't
end
do
up.
it.
Nah, you'll end up.
I can't do it.
Doing
And then I was
something
going
bad
to say,
yourself.
well, I don't know if that can be my.
So the other one I have another one that I think it's been on Netflix for a while, a couple weeks, but Clarence Avant. Never heard of the dude until Netflix. Watched it, The Black Godfather.
I've heard of this.
I didn't watch it.
Yo,
All right.
I was like, who is this dude? Dude was involved in. Watch it.
All right.
Fuck it. That's fine.
Black
I'm good
Mirror
with that.
though, huh?
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror.
Just watch. I
All
can
right.
just watch the first episode.
I like
the
it.
first
Season
episode.
5.
It's gonna.
Is it gonna make me want to watch all the 4 seasons?
No.
No.
Black Mirror is not that type of show.
Oh, so it does nothing connects.
No, nothing connects.
Oh, okay.
Nothing
All right.
connects. They're all different.
Man,
I've heard Black Mirror is supposed to be your iPhone because it's a black mirror. I think my theory is that the reflection in the mirror is a black reflection, and this is a horrible reflection. Every episode is a horrible reflection of of humans.
oh,
So every episode goes through human interaction with something and how we negatively interact with that something.
Okay, no, you're gonna see that first episode. You're gonna be like, "Yo, what the fuck did I just watch?"
I can't wait to
What the
watch
fuck did
that
I watch?
episode.
So-
I heard this new season's out of control.
It's out of control. And episode 2 was even crazier. But yeah,
And the seasons are crazy. They're like 3 or 4
yeah.
episodes long.
It's only 3 episodes. This one.
Yeah, seasons are crazy.
Yeah, it's up.
All right. We out.
Yeah.
Shout out to the listeners. We didn't shout out the listeners.
We never do.
We never
50
shout out the
next
listeners.
week.
Fuck the
50
listeners. But
next
shout out the
week.
listeners. 50 next week.
50.
We got no plans.
Of course we don't. We don't talk about.
We got no
anything.
plans.
We don't talk about anything till the day that we fucking have.
We're gonna have to make
podcast.
some plans. We're gonna be some text messages tomorrow.
I'm telling you, you got.
Motherfuckers been talking about this 50th for a good
Word.
Maybe we're really working on something. We're just trying to.
Maybe we are.
Maybe yeah.
We are.
Maybe it's gonna be a week.
50 next week.
Yo, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yo, shout out to the listeners, man. Y'all know what to do. Comment, follow, share, like, all that stuff.
Oh wait, one more.
One more.
Play for Peace. It's Saturday.
Play for Peace this
Johnson
Saturday.
Wales University. Shout out to Lamont Thomas.
Shout out to Lamont Thomas for coming through. Hopefully he's not afraid to come through again.
Yeah, we definitely need to get back.
We need
on.
Lamont Thomas again.
Absolutely.
I was gonna ask you who do you think was. Never mind. I'll ask you next time. Let's get the fuck out of here.
All right, we out. Peace.
All right.